Can you still make money with Amazon FBA in 2025? In this video, I test if Amazon FBA still works by launching 5 new Amazon businesses. And so far in 2025, I've made over $300,000 selling on Amazon. But that number is revenue, it's not profit. In just a minute, I'm gonna go over all the costs I had, all the expenses, and share with you the final profit that I've made so far in the first 3 months of selling on Amazon FBA in 2025 so that you can know, is it too late for you to start an Amazon business? I'm also gonna share with you all the products that I'm selling on Amazon, including one that I just launched a month ago, as well as step by step how I started all these businesses, including all these startup costs, so that you can learn how to start your own Amazon business. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna go over the 3 biggest mistakes that I made so far this year selling on Amazon. And one of these mistakes was a huge mistake that cost me over $30,000. And I felt like a huge failure after making this mistake. And it's a little bit embarrassing for me to share this mistake with you, but I don't want you to make the same mistake. So make sure you stay till the end of the video if you're thinking about selling on Amazon so that you can avoid making this $30,000 Amazon mistake. And before I share my revenue, costs, and my final profit, make sure to smash that like button because I'm gonna be 100% honest, show you everything, show you my products, show you my numbers, show you how you can do it too. This is something that nobody else on YouTube is doing, so make sure you smash that like button. And as I mentioned, in the first 3 months of this year selling on Amazon, I did over $300,000 in revenue. But as you know, if you subscribe to this channel, that is revenue, that's not profit. Most people on the internet will share the revenue numbers, but they don't dare actually break down all the expenses and show you the profit. But I'm gonna do that right here. And the first cost I had when selling on Amazon was the price to manufacture all the different products that I sold. I sold over 8,000 units, and in total, it cost me over $60,000 to manufacture all those products. Now, I didn't pay that $60,000 up front. That was just the cost to manufacture the products over the 3 months. I'll talk about that later in this video. But the next cost that I had when selling on Amazon was the Amazon referral fee. And this is the 15% fee you pay to Amazon just to sell on their platform. And I spent over $46,000 on that. And that's basically just the revenue that I made times 1.5. And I just got to give that to Amazon as a fee for being able to sell on their website. And I think it's 100% worth it. And the reason why Amazon charges this fee is because they have to spend money maintaining their website and doing marketing. And they spend billions of dollars a year marketing for their website. So by paying Amazon that referral fee, it gets you access to over 100 million Prime customers in the United States alone. The next fee that I had to pay was $42,000 for the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. Now, the way that Amazon FBA works, FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. You buy your products usually in bulk from your manufacturer or a wholesale supplier, and you ship those products into the Amazon warehouse. Then, when you get a sale on Amazon's website, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship out the individual products and send it to your customer. Now, Amazon does charge a fee for this. This is the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. And this fee covers the shipping and handling. Now, you don't have to do FBA. You can do FBM instead, and you can avoid this fee, sort of. If you do FBM, you're still gonna have to pick, pack, and ship it out yourself. You're gonna have to pay shipping yourself. And usually that's more expensive and it takes a lot more time than using FBA. And if you use the FBA model, it makes it so the products that you sell on Amazon are Prime eligible. I talk about this in much more depth in other videos, but trust me, if you're gonna sell on Amazon, you wanna use their FBA system because it's gonna save you money, it's gonna save you time, and it's gonna get you more sales. But of course, there is a fee for this. I spend around $4.84 per unit that I sell on Amazon. And in total, like I said, that was around $42,000 that it cost me in just the first 3 months of selling on Amazon. I also spent $16,000 on Amazon PPC. And to be honest, I messed up. I spent way too much money on PPC. Our campaigns were not profitable. I actually wasn't really paying attention to this. I had my assistant run some campaigns, and when I went and I looked at it, I saw that we were actually losing money. So, and if I were to do it over again, I probably wouldn't spend almost any money on PPC. Definitely a lot less than the $16,000 that I spent. But if done correctly, PPC is a good way to market your product because it does get your product to the top of the search results on Amazon. And that's a key. If you want to make money by selling products on Amazon, you want to get your product to the top of the search results. And PPC stands for pay per click. The way this works is you pay Amazon a little bit of money every time someone clicks on your ad if it shows up at the top of the search results under the sponsored section. But this is completely optional. You can still get your product to the top of the search results without paying, and we'll talk about that later in this video. And then on top of that, there's just other fees associated with running a business that made $300,000. I probably spent around $4,000 to $5,000 on all the other expenses running my business. And so far this year, in just 3 months, I've made $138,000 in profit. That's more money than most people make in a year. I was able to make in just 3 months passively. I actually spent January, February, and most of March in Koh Phangan, Thailand, which is my favorite place in the world. I only work like 1 or 2 hours a week, and it really doesn't take that much work to maintain an Amazon FBA business. That's why I call it passive income. Yes, it does take some work to get your Amazon business started, but once it's up and running, it's relatively passive to keep running because Amazon's constantly getting new customers coming to their website, looking to buy products that you are selling, and they're handling all the fulfillment, which means the only work that I really needed to do was watch when my inventory levels got low, and then I would send an email to my manufacturer, order more products, and have them ship it into the Amazon warehouse. That's really it. That's the only work that I needed to do to run my business, and I was able to do that while lying on the beach in Koh Phangan, Thailand. And now I'm gonna reveal to you what my 5 Amazon FBA businesses are so that you can get an idea of what products you should sell on Amazon and maybe what products you should avoid selling on Amazon. And I did have one business that isn't doing super well, but I'll start off by sharing with you what my most profitable Amazon business is so you can learn what businesses actually work on Amazon. Then I'll share with you a business that's made over $10,000 that it only took me 24 hours to create this business. Then I'll share with you a business that is kind of failing. It's making a little bit of money. This business only took us like 5 hours to create. After that, I'll share with you another business that only took a few hours to create. And last, I'm gonna share with you a business I just launched 1 month ago that is crushing it. I think this business is gonna do super well, and this will show you that even in 2025, you can launch a new business and have success. But I'm gonna save that business for last. So let's start first off with my most profitable Amazon FBA business, Carnivore Electrolytes. I've made a ton of videos here on this channel about Carnivore Electrolytes. And I actually created this business in just 7 days. I'll link down below. I did an entire video where I share step by step how I created this business. But in the next 60 seconds, I'll explain a condensed down version of everything I did to create this business. First off is product research. I used a tool called Helium 10, and Helium 10 will show you what people are searching for in Amazon. I saw that a lot of people were interested in the carnivore diet, so I put that into this tool, and it showed me a list of things that people were searching for in Amazon that were related to the carnivore diet. Boom, I found that thousands of people per month were searching for carnivore electrolytes. And when I went on to Amazon, there was no one that was selling an electrolyte powder specifically for people on the carnivore diet. So I realized that I could create this product and make a ton of money. Then I had to find a manufacturer. And to do that, I actually used my Amazon FBA program, the Passion Product Formula, which I'll link down below. And this is a step-by-step program that shows you how to create an Amazon business. And in there, I have a list of manufacturers that I've worked with and that my students have worked with. And on that list, I found a manufacturer that could create an electrolyte product. So I emailed the manufacturer, I got samples, which cost me around $150. I then used FBAcreatives.com to get my logo and my labels done. And I have a coupon code Travis50 that'll get you 50% off if you're looking for a logo, package design, or for your Amazon listing to be created. You can use FBAcreatives.com to do that. I then signed up for an Amazon seller account by going to sell.amazon.com, clicking sign up, and then I created my Amazon listing, and FBA Creatives took care of all of this for me. I then spent $4,000 getting my first production run done. I ordered 500 units. It cost $8 a unit. But the cool thing is, as I've ordered more units, that price has actually gone down. After my production run was done, I had the manufacturer ship it into the Amazon warehouse, which cost me around $250, and boom, just like that, my product was live on Amazon. And I actually launched this product March of last year, but our biggest month ever was January of this year, and we did over $120,000 in revenue. And once you subtract out all the costs of running this business, it was over $64,000 in profit. Sales dipped a little bit in February to $70,000 in revenue, over $36,000 in profit, and they increased last month to $72,000 in revenue and over $30,000 in profit as well. Because sales of carnivore electrolytes were doing so well, we also launched a lemon flavor, and in January we did over $10,000 in sales, around $5,000 in profit. But we actually ran out of inventory, and the next month was only $500 in sales for the lemon flavor, and last month was around $2,000 in sales for the lemon flavor. But here's where things get interesting. On top of those numbers, we did another $57,000 in sales using TikTok Shop. In January, we did over $40,000 in sales, over $14,000 in profit on TikTok Shop alone. And I think that this actually fueled our sales on Amazon, because people would see our videos about carnivore electrolytes on TikTok Shop. Some of them would buy on TikTok Shop, but some of them would probably go to Amazon and buy there. In February, we did $6,000 in sales on TikTok Shop, and in March, we did over $11,000 in sales on TikTok Shop. If you want me to do a video about TikTok Shop, make sure to smash the like button. If this video gets 1,000 likes, I will do a dedicated tutorial showing you how to use TikTok Shop to grow your Amazon business. Next up is a business that only took me 24 hours to create and has made me around $15,000 in revenue. Again, that's not profit, but this business shows how easy it can be to start an Amazon business, and that is Berberine And I'll show you the numbers of how much I've made with this business so far on Amazon this year in just a minute, but I actually made a huge mistake with this business that's gonna cost me thousands of dollars. I'll share what that is. But first, give me 60 seconds. I'm gonna share with you how I started this Amazon business in just 24 hours so that you can learn how you can do it too. And that's it. Here are the steps that I took for Bourberinetea. First off, again, I used helium-10 to do product research. I do have a coupon code down below. There's a link in the description. It'll get you like 20% off or something like that. They always change what the coupon code is, but click on the link in the description to get the best deal on helium-10 that you can find. It's a product research tool. So using this tool, I typed in berberine because berberine is a supplement that is growing in popularity. But I didn't want to sell just another berberine supplement powder. So I looked at what other options there were. And so I went down to the list of keyword ideas, and something that I saw that over 1,000 people were searching for was berberine tea. So boom, I realized that we could make a berberine tea and we would be the only one. I went to Amazon, searched, there was no one selling a tea that had berberine in it. So we were gonna be the only product like this. Next, I had to find a manufacturer. And again, I went to my Amazon FBA program, the Passion Product Formula, and I partnered with a student before, Willem, and together we created Rocket Tea, which is the highest caffeine tea in the world. And so I used the same manufacturer, and that manufacturer is in the manufacturing list in the Passion Product Formula. Again, if you're looking for a step-by-step Amazon FBA program to teach you how to start your own Amazon business, link in the description down below. I highly recommend checking that out. From there, we paid around $150 to get samples from our manufacturer, and the first sample that came back was disgusting. We had to do a couple rounds in order to find a good tasting product. After that, I used FBA creatives again to create the logo, the main image, and the entire listing. I then went into my Amazon seller account, clicked on the little 3 dots, added a new product, put in the title, put in all the stuff that FBA Creatives gave me, and boom, just like that, I was able to launch this product on Amazon. But how much money did it actually make me? Well, like I've said, so far it's made around $15,000 in revenue and a few $1,000s in profit. But in 2025, I did make a huge mistake that cost me a lot of money. So in January of this year, we did over $26,000 in revenue, which is over $1,000 in profit, which is not too bad. I mean, to be able to start an Amazon business in 24 hours, that's making me an extra $1,000 a month. I'm pretty happy with that. Then in February, we did around the same thing. We did just a little bit under $2,600 and a little over $1,100 in profit. But here's where things started to go wrong. Amazon actually took down our listing, and in March, we only did $1,500 in revenue, only around $600 in profit. And there's some issues with our listing that we're having to fix. Amazon basically said that, oh, we're making medical claims, which we're not, but that's one of the issues with selling on Amazon is they can take down your listing and you're gonna have to prove to them that you're not breaking any rules. So that's something that I'm working on with Amazon right now. So if you go to Amazon and you search for berberine tea, you might not be able to find our product, or hopefully by the time this video comes out, you will be able to find that product. And now let's talk about a business that kind of failed, but actually in some ways has been kind of a success. I wanted to see if we could start a business for under $1,000, and this business only costs $780 to start. So if you're tight on cash and you want to see if you can still start an Amazon business, the answer is yes. Now, this business didn't make as much money as I was hoping it would, but it's actually doing pretty good given that it only cost us $780 to start, and we were able to start this business in less than 24 hours as well. And that business is the Golden Retriever dog brushes. We saw that a lot of people were searching for dog brushes, but we thought, what if we could niche down a product to make it specifically targeted towards Golden Retriever owners? And the truth is, we didn't really do anything different to make our product better than the competitors, which isn't ideal. The only thing that we really did was we added a picture of a Golden Retriever on the box, and still in January we did $700 in sales. But here's where things are crazy. It only cost us $1.50 per unit. We ordered 500 units, which cost $750. And we're pricing this product at over $20. And in January we sold 27 units and did a profit of over $400, which is pretty crazy given how easy it was for us to create this product. And to create this product, all we did was some research using helium-10. We went to Alibaba, found a dog brush, used FBA creatives to design the logo, the packaging, and the entire listing. And then after that, we posted it on Amazon, and that was it. We didn't have a launch strategy. We didn't really do anything that special, and still in January, like I said, we did over $700 in revenue. In February, that dropped down to $500 in revenue, but still, because our margins are so freaking good on this, we did over $300 in profit. And last month, for some reason, we did over $900 in revenue, over $500 in profit, which is crazy. It just goes to show you how even if you launch kind of a boring product, if you have the right branding, if you have the right marketing and niche, you can still have success on Amazon. Now, to be clear, I feel like this is a little bit of a failure because here I am, a YouTuber that talks about Amazon all the time, and I'm only making like $500 off this product. But $500 isn't bad, and it goes to show you that when you launch a product, chances are at a minimum you're going to break even. Now I'm going to share with you in just a couple minutes the product that we just launched last month that's already done over $10,000 in revenue. It's crushing it. I'm super excited about this product. But before I share what that product is, another product that I launched just for fun was sugar-free electrolytes. I saw that a lot of people were searching for sugar-free electrolytes on helium-10, and I was curious, could I just make a product that's said sugar-free electrolytes, even though it's basically the same as carnivore electrolytes? Just what would happen if I launched this product? So I went through the same process, and in January, we did over $1,000 in revenue. Once you subtract out all the costs, it was around $400 in profit. February was the same, a little over $1,100 in revenue, $500 in profit, and March was about the same too, over $1,000 in revenue, over $500 in profit. And this brand, I barely tried on. I spent maybe only a couple hours. I hired FBA creatives to do the logo, the label, and create the entire listing. And so far this year, this business has made me $1,500 in profit. Again, with very little work. And another thing that I want to point out is even if you create an Amazon business that's only making you $500 profit a month, you can create 3, 4, 5, 10 of them, and then you have $5,000 profit a month. Obviously, ideally, you want to launch a product more like carnivore electrolytes, or the next product that I'm going to be talking about, a product that will make you a lot more money. And the next product that I launched is called carnivore jerky. I saw that the carnivore diet trend is growing like crazy, and me and my assistant, we went through and we tried to figure out what other products we could launch in the carnivore space. And jerky was one of the top product ideas. And we just launched this product a month ago, and it's already done $14,000 in revenue, over $3,000 in profit. And in total, when you include TikTok Shop and Amazon, so far in just 3 months, I've done over $366,000 in revenue and over $150,000 in profit. So it's pretty clear to me that Amazon FBA in 2025 is still a huge opportunity. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you a free 10-hour Amazon FBA course that I created. It's a YouTube video. It's completely free. You don't need to put your email in. You don't need to do anything to get that video. I'll link that at the end of this video. But before I do that, there are 3 huge mistakes that I made, and please pay attention. If you're thinking about selling on Amazon, Please learn from my mistakes. And the first mistake cost me over $30,000. And that was running out of inventory. I ran out of carnivore electrolytes inventory, and I ran out of the lemon flavor of carnivore electrolytes. If we would have had that in stock, we probably would have made at least an extra $30,000 in sales, which probably would have been an extra like $10,000 to $15,000 in profit. And that's a huge warning. We had no idea that January was going to be so big for us. A few months before that, we were doing about $30,000 in revenue, and it jumped up to over $120,000, which means that we sold out of 4 months worth of inventory in just 1 month. We ran out of inventory. But honestly, in retrospect, it was obvious that in January we were going to have a big month. I was just scared. I was scared to place an order for that much inventory. And that's a big lesson learned. In business, a lot of times fear is what holds you back. I see this so often with my students. I have students that have a great idea for an Amazon FBA business that's going to make them over $100,000 a year. But they wait and they wait and they wait because they're afraid. And I get it. I spent over a year waiting before I started my first passion product Amazon FBA business. And that business, when I finally did launch it, made me over $100,000 in profit, which means that fear cost me over $100,000. So one question I have for you is, are you afraid of starting an Amazon business? Have you been waiting? And think about how much money that fear is costing you. This is a huge thing as humans that we have to deal with. As humans, we have fear of loss, and that fear of loss is greater than the positive feelings we have with potentially making money from starting an Amazon business. So don't let the fear or the analysis paralysis hold you back. The second mistake I made with pretty much all these businesses except for carnivore electrolytes is I had no launch strategy. And a launch strategy is something I talk about in depth in my Amazon FBA program. It's not something I really talk about too much on this YouTube channel, but to do a proper launch strategy, you need to build a group of fans of your product before you launch. And then when you launch, those fans will go buy your product, leave 5-star reviews. Amazon will see this and it'll put you at the top of the search results and it'll get you a ton of sales, which means a ton of money in your pocket. And the third mistake I made, and probably a mistake that cost me over $100,000, was not launching more products. I could have launched so many more products this year, last year, but I've been focused on making amazing content for this YouTube channel. And one of the best pieces of content that I've made is this free 10-hour Amazon FBA course. All you have to do to get it is click right here. I spent hundreds of hours creating this free video for you. So please click on that video. I'll see you in the next video. And more importantly, start your own Amazon business. So yeah, click on that video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.